Hello and welcome to Vauxhall Road for this afternoon's National League South clash between Hemel Hempstead Town and Hungerford Town. I am Jack Cunningham and joining me as always is Jack Devonport. I mean, the first thing I think to say before we get into anything about the teams and forms or what have you is fans are back. And it's great, isn't it?
It is great. It is great. All around us today. About, what we're saying, a couple hundred?
I think there was 330 tickets sold. But at the moment, I mean, it's coming in slow dribs and drabs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's all being done very safely and very sensibly. We're sorry to all our Hungerford fans who can't tune in. Make it this afternoon, but those are the rules. I hope the stream works perfectly for you and everything is fine on that front. But it's great to have all the Hemel fans back. And clearly, I've been seeing a lot of people who haven't seen haven't seen each other in months, probably. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
probably.
Nice
it's the first time I've met a lot of them as well.
Very true, yeah.
Joining in over the summer, I've not actually had the chance to meet anyone, so this is quite nice to be able to, even socially distance, just say hi to some of them.
Yeah, it's great. So, I mean, so obviously fans are back. We're in tier 2, so we get them back. Lot of hard work's gone into making this possible, so we've got to thank everyone involved. And we just hope that it goes brilliantly. I mean, I'm looking already, everyone's very much socially distanced on there. Looking at the stand to my right there, there's probably about 15 or so people in there, all socially distanced. So everything seems to be very good, and as I say, more and more fans are consistently arriving. So it's just been nice to have that crowd atmosphere back, because I think I've missed it. I think the players have missed it, definitely.
Yeah, every player we've spoken to has said they've missed it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Lee's a fan himself, so he knows more than anyone exactly how they felt, and it does affect it on the pitch. You know, you look at Havant, we played 80 minutes or so with 10 men. Yes, we got the win, but if we had the crowd behind us really helping us grind it through, that might help things a little bit.
And to put it the other way, if Havant had been allowed fans in on that game, then we might have not come away with anything, because I think against 10 men, the crowd would more naturally probably be, on your backs and stuff. It's just, but as I say, it's just great to have them back. And I think this squad, I mean, apart from Jake Howells, none of them would have played in front of the Tudor Army. And Danny Bonus, and that's it.
No, I don't think any of them will have. No.
No.
There was a few, maybe a Dunstable at a push. But other than that, no, this will be their first game with the fans. So,
I mean, as I say, hopefully everything works from any Hungerford fans tuning in as well, and any other Tudor fans who can't make it. We will, once again, continue to keep bringing this stream for as long as possible until anything else changes and we're allowed away fans. But, I mean, guess time to talk about the form of the Tudors, because, I mean, one of the form sides in the division at the moment, unbeaten in their last 4 games, included brilliant away victories over Hampton and Richmond, Havant and Waterlooville. And the only game that Hemel didn't actually win was here at home against 10-man Dulwich Hamlet.
Yeah.
But we're looking, so once again, we're in December and still looking for that first home win.
That is the final.
That is the final
thing to get out of the way is the home win. And what a day to do it.
Yeah, it's the sun is blasting it. It's free. It's pretty cold.
It's deceptively sunny.
Yeah, deceptively sunny. It's pretty cold. It's going to be a thrilling game, I'd say. Both teams score quite a few goals. Tudors scored 20 this season, conceded 26. Hungerford have scored 17 and conceded 15. So I can't imagine it's going to be a low-scoring game.
No.
I mean, Hemel do not do low-scoring games, do they?
No, we never make it easy for ourselves. So the mission today, I think, is win a home game, finish with 10 men. And
finish with 10 men?
No, finish with 11 men.
That's what they've been doing too much of, finishing with 10 men.
I'm so used to it.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we started with 10.
No. Obviously, there was no Nathan Cooper today, who has signed permanently, which is, I'm absolutely delighted with. He's been absolutely fantastic since he signed. Couple of goals as well, but I think mostly just his leadership from the back. Him and McDevitt have been a brilliant partnership, haven't they, really? So it's great to have him signed permanently for the club. Obviously, he's not available today, but as I say, it's great to have him back. And I mean, him and Gus Scott Morris, Lee McDevitt, Omar Rowe have all coincided with the Tudors going on this run, and they're now 8th in the table, which after a really tough start, where quite 2 4-1 defeats in a row, you know, it looked like it was going to be a long, hard season. It still might be a long, hard season as well, but the signs have been a lot better in recent weeks.
Yeah, it's been picking up recently, hasn't it? Everything seems to be getting a little bit better. Obviously, no Luke Pennell as well, as we can see him over there.
Yeah.
He's suspended as well.
Yeah,
his second red card, so he'll be a miss. But yeah, things are looking up. At the start of the season, it probably wasn't the nicest place to be hanging about. The mood was a little bit low, and the results weren't coming. But you know, kept the faith, and Lee's turned it around, which we all thought he would.
And obviously, can't not mention our visitors. So I mean, Hungerford. Last season, really, really struggled. I mean, 28 points, and they already got 19 this season. So, I mean, literally 9 short of what they achieved in the whole of last season. So, I mean, credit has to go to the new manager, Danny Robinson, who's come in and revitalised this club. And they're in the playoffs at the moment. They're not on the best run at the moment. They have lost their last 3. So, they'll be looking to turn that around. But, I mean, you can't argue that transformation, can you, from 28 points to 19, and we're in this stage of the season.
The start of December, it's a great turnaround, to be fair to them, and it's credit to the manager. Maybe a bit of a summer rebuild as well.
Yeah,
completely different looking team, I'd assume. So, you know, glad for their fans that they're doing a lot better than they were, but hopefully not today.
Yeah, Robinson essentially signed a lot of players from his club that he came from.
Yeah,
and as I say, he's clearly just revitalised the team and. But they are, as I say, they are not on the best of run. So, I mean, that winless run, it's actually winless in their last 4. And that have included heavy defeats at the hands of Oxford and Dulwich Hamlet. I would have said a few weeks ago that defeat Dulwich Hamlet looks not great because of how badly Dulwich Hamlet started the season. But Dulwich have picked up quite a lot recently and have been in some good form. So I think you can almost apply that to the Tudors as well. That 1-1 draw, you might say was disappointing, but actually, if you look at how Dulwich have done since then, probably wasn't actually the worst point for Hemel in the end, even though Dulwich were down to the 10 men. But as I say, Crusaders here, looking to get their season back on track. I guess if everything sort of goes, I mean, the permutations of the game essentially are that if results go their way, that Hemel can move into the playoff positions, potentially at the expense of Hungerford. But if they end their bad run and results go their way, they could go up to 4th. In the table.
Yeah, there's big incentives for either team today. The teams that have played probably the most games in the division so far as well. I think this is our 13th game now, so
30.
There's a little bit of catching up to do from a few sides, but to be in the playoffs come Christmas will be brilliant.
So I mean, it should be an absolutely fascinating encounter, and this is how Hemel line up, who have just emerged from the tunnel and are on the pitch now. So in goal is Dean Snedker. Number 2 is Gus Scott Morris. Number 3, Jake Howells. Number 4, Chris Paul. Number 5, Liam McDevitt. Number 6, Ryan Kinane replaces Nathan Cooper. Number 7, Omar Rowe. Number 8, Sam Mantum, who I've not actually seen yet, so I'm looking forward to seeing him. Number 9, BJ Christie. Number 10, JJ Lacey. Number 11, Reggie Young. And the subs for the Tudors are Samir Caruthers, who's just signed. Got a lot of AFL pedigree, so we'll talk about him in a little bit as well. Matty Bateman returns to the bench. Dan Webb, Kyler Jai and Danny Bowness. And the visitors lineup is Luke Kearney. In goal, number 2 is Louis McGroy. Number 3, Curtis Angel. Number 4, Matt Partridge. Number 5, Keith Emerson. Number 6, James Rusby. Number 7, Mike Jones. Number 8, Callum Wilmoth. Number 9, Ryan Seeger. Number 11, Craig Fassenmaid. Number 17, Harrison Bailey. And on the bench for Hungerford is James Harding, Andre Burley, Jordan Edwards, Luke Hopper and Reece Tyler. So they're the teams there. And we're sat next to the Hungerford chairman, so and the away team have just emerged from the dressing room in their white strip. So yeah, I mean, as I mentioned Sam Mantum, a lot of AFL experience, a lot of games for Walsall from him. I mean, to get him to drop down to this division, same with Caruthers as well. Probably got to be a few words said for the management team for sorting that out there.
Yeah, we said from day one that Lee's charismatic, isn't he? You know, he probably won us over within the first time we met him in that little trailer over there. So he's obviously managed to talk them round into. There's obviously a project here. I think we can all see that it's a project club, and there's nice to see people are starting to buy into it. You know, we talk about them now, but Chris Paul's quite a high-profile acquisition as well.
He was brilliant against Havant. I mean, absolutely ran that game, didn't he?
Yeah,
against his old club.
And getting the likes of Cooper to sign permanently is obviously all buying into what Lee wants to do here, which is brilliant.
Just looking around now, it looks relatively full, doesn't it? It's great to see, finally. I mean, it's been so long since we've had any sort of fans in Vauxhall Road. The last game with fans here was in March.
That was a long time ago.
Long time ago. Dorking Wanderers, I believe, was that game. And then, obviously, just wanted to mention on the bench as well, Samir Caruthers, I mean, former Aston Villa man, made 3 appearances in the Premier League. He's only 27. It's not like he's at the end of his career.
No,
and he's on the bench.
Yeah, well, again, I think that shows Lee, you know, you're not going to come to a team and just you play at a high level. You walk straight in, you know, you earn your place. Sam Manton was on the bench for Tonbridge, if I remember correctly, and he's had to work his way in to get a start. So you'd assume it'd be the same principle.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, well, it looks like we're not too far away from kickoff here. I'll also have scores as I kind of go through from the rest of the games when I can. But just miss that match day buzz, do you know what I mean? Without the crowd, it's just been so different. As I say, hopefully this stream works brilliantly for all you Hungerford fans and Tudors fans who can't make it. And there goes the music. So I might be able to hear myself think now.
Yeah.
It's pretty intense start, but it looks like it's going to be Hemel to get us underway, kicking from left to right. Hungerford in their group huddle, as I said, not on the best run of form, so they'll be looking at this as an opportunity to get back on track and continue their strong start of the season. Undoubtedly, the man to watch for them is Ryan Seeger, who has 8 league goals this season, and that might happen for the whole game. I'm sorry to say. Yeah. Yeah, he's got 8 league goals in the season, joint second top goal scorer in the National League South, and he's responsible for just under 50% of their goals. Well, we've got a false kick off there. And we're underway here. Rowe back to Paul, who fires it long, and that's going to be headed comfortably back to Kenny, who picks it up. Ball driven long up towards McGrory. Straight out play though.
Looks like we're back to the old 4-2-3-1 today.
Yes, it looks like
Rowe just in behind Christie, Legacy on the right and Reggie Young on the left.
As we've seen in many games, that's quite interchangeable, isn't it? That will probably switch around as the game goes on. But JJ Lacey, after quite a tough start for him, 2 goals in 2, and that one against Havant was absolutely brilliant.
Unbelievable.
What a great finish that was. Here's Reggie Young, wins aside a throw-in.
He's coming at his shell as a man as well, isn't he? He's getting a lot more vocal.
That post-match interview was quite funny.
Yeah, he's been a bit unlucky, I think. He's had some of the games we've lost, he's had chances to get consolations, blinding saves, so...
No, I think one game I remember particularly is Billericay, where he was unlucky. Here we go, and now here is Wilmoth, plays the ball, tries to thread it through there, and hits it too hard, and it runs through for Snedka. That goal that Lacey scored against Havant. The whole move was just fantastic, starting in the Tudors' own box, worked it all the way through. Played some gorgeous stuff in that first half, really did. Snedka with the ball forward and straight up play. Quite a scrappy start of this game.
Yeah, just one of the teams to just try and get a bit of possession, get on it nice and early. Just looking at the goalkeeper as well. He's just trying to play a bit of a sweeper.
Picking it up. Clips it forward. Scott Morris beaten in the air. It's going to deflect through here, and Snedka gets there just ahead of Fastenmaid. Fastenmaddy. Ball launched forward by Snedker up toward BJ Christie. Beaten in the air. Picks up by Omar Rowe. Here's JJ Lacey. And cleared well by Keith Emerson.
Nice to see Ryan Canane back in the side as well. I think he did really well when he came on against
Having
a Waterloo.
Come on in ideal circumstances, did he? I mean, playing that long with 10 men, but it seemed like he did relatively well. Scott Morris's ball down the line is cleared. Up towards Fasten Mady. Picked up by Paul. Paul loses it though. And then this is Wilmoth in the centre circle. Tries to... Oh, Mantum's intercepted, and Mantum's tried to slip in BJ Christie. That's a fantastic interception there. And now it's clipped down the line once more. Scott Morris goes into the back of Fasten Mady, nothing doing. And the ball runs through for Snedker. Mantum there already straight away got his head up, tried to play it through. Great interception though.
Yeah, and we can hear a little bit of chanting as well for the first time in a very long time.
Beaten to it here, picked up by Mantum again. Mantum with a big switch over towards Lacey, who brings it down on his chest. Inside he's got Scott Morris on the overlap. He finds Scott Morris in the box. Scott Morris sends his cross in. Oh, it's tipped away by Kenny in the end. Might run through for Reggie Young here. Young looking to take on McGrory. Gets past him easily. Here's Reggie Young at the byline. Pulls it back, smashes it across goal. It's deflected away, and it's a strong start for Hemel Hempstead there.
Yeah, Reggie Young looking to drive at his man again.
Yeah, as he always does.
As he always does.
Corner sent in towards the back post. Kinane goes up. Kinane gets a little shove in the back. Absolutely nothing.
Nothing in that.
Nothing in it, but it was enough to put him off, and he's glanced it well wide in the end. So just a few little sights of goal there. Early start from Hemel. All started with that switch ball by Mantum, and then Lacey found Scott Morris in the overlap, and it was a dangerous cross, wasn't it? And
it was.
Kenny had to push it away. Drives it up towards, well, Kinane with a big strong header away, and then Emerson is fouled by BJ Christie. Little slight push in the back.
And even with the fans back, we can still hear Liam McDevitt.
Yeah.
All the way there. He's playing left centre back on the far side, and can still hear him.
The fans, yeah.
Yeah.
Ball clipped forward by Partridge. McDevitt just sort of lets that drop through. In the end, it's going to be another goal kick. I mean, apart from them two early crosses there, I mean, it's been quite a bits and pieces game, hasn't it? Not a lot happened so far. Not both teams struggling to get the ball moving, really.
Yeah, I think that with the fans being back, it'll be a bit of a different atmosphere. I think it will take some of them that haven't played with the fans maybe 5-10 minutes just to adjust to the...
Yeah.
As they probably had to adjust to playing behind closed doors, it's now going to be a bit of a period getting back into it.
Snedker drives it long. Might run through for BJ Christie here, but in the end it's going to be a throw in to Hungerford on that far side. Long throw forward. Paul wins the header. Drops for Omar Rowe. Rowe's made a good impact on the team's own. It's 2 goals. The winner against Tonbridge. Lovely finish that as well.
Great finish,
lovely finish. And then he was in the right place at the right time for that goal against Havant as well, wasn't he? Great cut back by BJ Christie, and Rowe was there
on a plate.
Yeah,
on a plate.
It was, to be fair. But he's made an impact after, I'd say, maybe quite. I'd say out of all of the ones, he was the quiet of the two, but out of all of them. But he's made a decent start.
Didn't get so many minutes when he first came in, but he's earned them now, I think.
This is going to be a long throw into the box here. Winds it up, launches it in, flicked on, it might run through here. Picked up by Seeger. His Fasten Mady looking to take on Scott Morris. He gets past him, he drills it across goal. It's in, Paul there gets there, and it's cleared in the end, and now JJ Lacey can complete the clearance for Hemel. Lacey, ball intercepted, comes into Wilmoth. Paul though reads it, and away come the Tudors. Finds Jake Howells, who's filling in at left back once more. Howells got Reggie Young with him.
JJ Lacey in loads of space if he can find him on the near side.
And Hemel just regroup instead. McDevitt with a long switch over towards JJ Lacey. Good header in the end by Mike Jones. But that switch seems to be on, doesn't it? That's
It does,
a few
yeah.
times they've tried that switch on over this near side. Scott Morris finds Lacey. Back to Scott Morris. He just launched it in the box. Mantum arriving late. Cleared though. Picked up by Fasten Mady, who takes a bit of a loose touch, and Rowe gets in there, but he's won it back as the Hungerford winger. Back to Wilmoth. Into Wilmoth once more. And Hungerford now having a bit of possession with Partridge here. Into Angel. Partridge clips it down the line and all the way out of play. Say Hemel have had maybe the better of the game slightly.
Yeah, just a little bit sharper to start with. Hungerford looked like they're growing into it a little bit.
Clears it, finds Wilmoth. Wilmoth gets over his head, but then smashed away by McDevitt. Picked up by Rusby. Rusby's done well though to get away from his man, and he's tries to slip it into Fasten Mady, but it's a good interception by Scott Morris, who finds Lacey. And the ball's now back with McDevitt. McDevitt with a big switch over to Reggie Young, who brings it down. Young shows some nice feet here. Slips it into Omar Rowe. Rowe back to Reggie Young. Young into the box. We're going to drive it across goal and smashed away.
Great defending.
And then Seager gets in ahead of Howells. And Howells well, in the end, Seager's done well to inside through him, but great play there. I mean, this is the first time that the Tudor fans have been able to see Reggie Young in the flag.
Yeah, it's hopefully we've picked him up as much as he deserved it.
He's been such an exciting player. He's just got that turn of pace and that willingness to drive at people, and you could when as soon as you got the ball there, the crowd really got going, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they're starting to work him out nice and early, the Tudors fans.
Long throw by Rusby, headed away strongly by McDevitt. Picked up by Wilmoth, and Howell slices his clearance in the air. BJ Christie brings it down, finds Rowe. Rowe's instantly swarmed upon by 3 or 4 Hungerford shirts. Seager trying to get there. Kinane wins the header. Here's Fasten Mady. It's Ryan Seager here. Seager into the box. Seager gets his shot horribly wrong in the end.
Yeah,
curls it well over the bar, but good approach play, in fairness.
Yeah, did well to get onto his left foot, but...
Yeah. But then in the end, he's bent it well high and wide in the end, and Snedker's not called into action, but that's the clearly the danger of Ryan Seager there. Cause
it is, yeah. Only needs a chance.
He just sprung into life there.
Only needs a half chance.
Snedker, ball forward. BJ Christie got men all over him, but Manton with a... Well, been given us a foul, but... don't know, looked like maybe potentially not, but... And Omar Rowe has... I think it's pretty daft. I don't know why he's done that. He could get booked there.
Yeah, it's a silly one.
He's just literally knocked the ball about a yard or so away for no real reason.
Don't know if it's worth the talking to with the captain, but it's just trying to let his team get set, I'd assume. Just stand on the ball.
Looks like the referee's just giving him a talking to, and Rowe gets away with that one. Who, as I said, you know, that front three behind BJ Christie probably interchanged throughout the game, but at the moment they've stayed as they are. Kearney with a left foot ball forward. Long, and McDevitt, I think, in the end, puts off Partridge, and he can't do anything with it. Just getting some announcements about the so far. I mean, impeccable
really well,
social distancing from the Tudor Army. Snedker to take this goal kick. I'll give you some score updates as soon as I can as well. Snedker with the ball forward. Rowe wins the header.
Wins the free kick as well.
Yeah,
so
wins the free kick. Yeah.
Fair play to him.
So Manton is standing over it. Already looks keen to get on the ball a lot, Sam Manton, and spread it around. This is now a chance for him to send one into the box. He floats over towards the back post. Kinane goes up there. Kinane wins the header. And in the end, BJ Christie's nipped in there. He's done well. Christie finds JJ Lacey. Lacey back to McDevitt, who sends it in the box. Omar Rowe brings it down. Tries to Kinane nearly with a delightful flick through, but intercepted. And there's been some good last-ditch defending from Hungerford so far.
Yeah, just Tudors starting to grow into the game more and more.
Yep. But Kinane was so close to getting Omar Rowe in on goal.
It was, yeah. It was stayed up.
Howells forward. Here's Reggie Young now. Reggie Young fires it, well, in the direction of JJ Lacey, but it's come over towards us instead. You could see what I was trying there, but in the end he's hit it behind JJ. And Hungerford have a chance to get on the ball, and they instantly just launch it long and in behind for McGrory, who seems keen to get forward as much as he can, doesn't he?
Yeah. Everyone's trying to chip in with attacks on both teams at the moment. You've seen Kinane trying to flick one through a minute ago.
Yeah, so I mean, as I said, it's unlikely to be a draw, considering both sides have only drawn one all season.
Yeah.
And I mean, last season this game did end 4-1 to the Tudors, the opening game of the season, of the 2019-20 season, which was like no other, obviously, in the end. But
yeah, seems so long ago.
All the way back in August, Sammy Moore's new look. Tudors beat Hungerford 4-1. And overall, the actual recent history is heavily weighted in favour of Hemel, with 5 of the last 8 winning 5 of the last 8 games between the two sides. But as I said, this is a totally new Hungerford team who have started the season really well, so bound to be a different game from all the others.
Yeah, I think this season the form, sort of stats and history sort of go out the window.
Yeah, they do.
You know, we've got new managers, new squads, but new budgets.
Here's Manton. Manton finds Kinane. This is Scott Morris. Back to Kinane again. Kinane finds McDevitt. McDevitt with a aimless ball, and that's going to be easy to deal with. Headed away. Picked up by Mike Jones. Jones back to Angel. Angel fires it down the line. Kinane wins the header. It's going to drop for Wilmoth. Hungerford looking to build something here. Wilmoth slips in Seeger, and it's going to be Manton caught Wilmoth late there. Referee did play advantage, but in the end there was nothing gained. It's going to be a free kick instead. Can't argue with the referee's decision there.
He caught him late.
He let play go on. Nothing happened. And, I mean, would you say it was shooting range? I mean, looks like Seeger's lining it up, I have to say, but he's 35 yards out dead centre.
It would have to be something incredible, but
yeah,
from what I've heard, if anyone can do it, it's this mum.
I mean, he's definitely going for it. He's got that Ronaldo stance. It's Ryan Seeger now. Seeger steps up, hits it a goal, and well over, and wipes out someone in the crowd, which we've missed. Missed that.
It's all part and parcel of being a fan, and the throwing it straight onto the top of Snedker's net.
So, play continues. Snedker with a long ball here. BJ Christie lets it go out of play. Snedker hasn't got a few quite aimless goal kicks from Snedker so far, and quite a lot of them haven't been.
Yeah, a couple.
Given his team is the best chance. Partridge with a long throw. Paul wins the header. Lacey's going to get there. Lacey trying to get there. Emerson smashes it away in the end and wins his side a throw-in. That Partridge will take. Partridge long, flicked on, cleared by McDevitt. Only as far as Wilmoth. Wilmoth lines up the effort and heads it over the stadium.
Over the stadium.
Good.
Just a couple of sighters fallen now.
What?
A couple of sighters for Hungerford.
Yeah, definitely. They've had a few long effort. I think the best chance was obviously that Seago one where he cut inside in the box and hit it well over the bar in the end. But apart from that, I mean, that long free kick and then that shot there. He's seen the headlines there, hasn't he? With that one.
Yeah, they'll start finding their range. You can't allow them too many of those because 1 in 100.
No, totally. You can't keep letting teams have long shot. Big header from Emerson. Won in there by Howells this time. And see Hungerford is starting to grow into the game a bit.
Yeah, just having a bit of a spell.
Going to be Rusby to take this throw as well. Rusby's flick on, throw is cleared by Howells. Raw beaten to it by Wilmoth. Slips into Seager. Seager trying to find Fasten Mady, picked up by Mantum, and Mantum just launches it away. And the away side in the ascendancy at the moment. Which I'm sure all Crusaders fans who are watching will be relatively pleased with their side start. Kearney with a long ball. Scott Morris wins the header. Picked up by, this is now Wilmoth into Rusby. Rusby's in towards Seager. Kinane. Oh, Kinane with a, he was trying to head it back to Snedker, and I'll tell you what, it was close to.
Oh, it would have been a great finish.
Yeah, it was loop and header, and Snedker's done really well to, in the end, just drop on it and deal with it. Cleared up towards Angel here. Lacey goes in there. Lacey beaten to it by Angel on the second attempt. Picked up by Wilmoth, who plucks out the sky, but Mantum reads the ball, and here comes Mantum now. Finds BJ Christie. Into Sam Mantum. BJ Christie ends taken out very late there by Wilmoth, and that's going to be a free kick to the Tudors. Interested to see if the referee does anything else here, but I think
it would just be a free kick. Yeah.
And a free kick.
All the big men forward.
Yeah, Howells is put down. Well, he's left it for Reggie Young and JJ Lacey instead now. Yeah, both centre backs in the box there. Omar Rose in the box as well. Chris Paul.
Canane's won the last two.
Kinane the obvious target. Reggie Young sends it in. It's pretty poor, really. Headed away at the near post and picked up by Seager now. Well, Mantum reads it well and intercepts. And here's Paul. And someone's just fell over. And Mike Jones has hit the ground there. Good tackle by Bailey. Finds Partridge now, who's on the run in towards the Hemel box. But it's a good tackle
well done by Chris Paul.
Paul does very well. And here comes JJ Lacey. Game's starting to get a bit more life into it now. Lacey with the really ambitious ball through for Reggie Young. It's a great idea, but not quite the execution on it that time.
Yeah, it'd have been a difficult ball, but it was the right one, I think.
Wilmoth. It's a foul by Omar Rowe on Wilmoth. And the away side will have the free kick. So it'll be Emerson to take this one. Emerson clips it forward. Deflected up in the air, headed away by Scott Morris. Snedker collects. Hemel have dealt with that pretty well in the end, really. That free kick. Still 0-0 here, if just joining us. Howells with the ball down the line. Up towards BJ Christie, but Rusby's going to get there first. Rusby, some nice clever play, but Kearney's under pressure here and clears it in the end.
Great pressing by Morrow.
Here's Bailey now. Finds Wilmoth. Wilmoth slips it down the line in the direction of Seager, but picked up by Howells. And this is Mantum once more. Been impressed with Mantum so far. Really box to box, isn't he?
Yeah, he composed as well, knows exactly what he wants to do. Yeah.
McDevitt with the ball forward up towards BJ Christie, headed away by Rusby. Now this is Wilmoth, who Paul giveaway, and this is Chris Paul. Here's JJ Lacey. Lacey looking to get in the box. Lacey on his left foot. Oh, he's hit the crossbar with a stunning effort at goal, JJ Lacey there.
Well done.
His third goal in 3. He just danced into the area, and here's Reggie Young now. Young to the byline, gets it across, cleared by Rusby. And the Tudors so close from the lead there. Beautiful play by Lacey. He just twinkled toes into the box. Unleashed a stunning effort at goal. Howells now. And chested away in the end by Angel with Omar Rowe behind him, and it's a corner.
But that shot by JJ Lacey.
I mean,
identical to the Haven and Waterloo almost, yeah. On his weak foot again. Top left would have been just like Haven.
The confidence is flowing through him at the moment. After that penalty against Tonbridge, he's been a different player.
Absolutely different man, yeah.
And that was just great. Just lovely feet, and then he's bent a lovely effort at goal, and it rattled the crossbar. I think it's still shaking the crossbar, to be honest. But can the Tudors make anything of this corner now? There's a bit of nonsense going on in the penalty area.
That's one thing that we... who'd want to be a ref, especially when fans are back.
Yeah, referee getting some choice.
It's just trying to sort...
I'll leave it as choice language aimed in his direction. Played in low towards Mantum. Oh, it's deflected. It was a well-worked set-piece routine. And it was blocked well, but tell you what, Mantum's effort was travelling. Head away, but cleared by Bailey here. Picked up by Rusby now. Shows some nice feet and turns away. Loses the ball though. Here's Mantum. Mantum clips it over towards Reggie Young, who's looking to drive at his man. He's got Lacey on the overlap. Reggie Young lines up the effort at goal. Oh, it's a good save to his left by Kearney. Reggie Young there. You could see what he was going to do. He cut on his left foot and he arrowed an effort at goal. But Kearney's denied him with a good save down to his left to keep the scores level. But the home side are in the ascendancy here.
Yeah, game's starting to ebb and flow in the Tudors' favour now. Hungerford have had their little bit of momentum, and now it's maybe time for the Tudors to build on this.
Corner to be taken. Lacey, well, I mean, that other corner was brilliantly well worked. Whipped in the box, McDevitt. Oh, glances header wide, and, well, Hungerford will be relieved that that sort of spell of pressure is now over.
But JJ Lacey, he must have bought a new pair of boots recently, because I've never seen anyone his weak foot hit shots like that. Right off the upper 90.
After no goals in his, I think first 10 games? 11 games? Something like that. He was in double figures, no goals. Got 2 and 2, and he was so close to making a 3 and 3. I mean, Kenny was just a spectator, wasn't he? He was like everyone else in that stand behind, just watching and waiting for it to hit the back of the net. We've got an injury at the moment here. It's a chance for Crusader to take on some instructions and
change of boots, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, he's down. It does look like he's just changing his boots. Lewis McGrory. I think Hungerford will be relieved for this little break, to be fair.
Yeah, possibly.
Because that was some intense pressure, and it's almost like that the home fans behind that goal are sucking the ball into the net, aren't they, at the moment? Been a good turnout from the Tudor Army so far, and they've
see our pitch side photographers as well now. Finally pitch side on their little stool.
Pitch side now, which is good for them.
From what I can remember, that's the first time Ben sat pitch side on the stool since Sam Ashford smashed his old one.
Took him out, yeah, I think so.
Got his old one.
He's in the same spot, actually.
Oh, I'd love to see how he got knocked off it from there. Was it a poor shot or?
No, he slipped over and then slid into him at the byline. So, boots changed, ready to get underway again. Kearney with the ball forward. Big header away by Kinane. Bailey flicks it in the air. Angel backs into Paul, and the referee gives it against Chris Paul for climbing over the back of Angel, and Paul's one who's injured now. That was like that Harry Kane thing
Yeah,
he's been doing.
it's topical at the moment. Chris Paul's jumped and he's almost just backed into his legs while he's in the air. He's not even jumped and he's given a free kick for him being climbed over, but I wouldn't have given it that way personally.
Yeah, I mean, I almost think that they're not a foul either way. Them, I just think that play should continue. But
the whole backing into them while they're jumping, that I mean, even in rugby, that's a sin bin.
I know, yeah. And I mean, that was. I don't think that was quite like how Kane's been doing it. I think he was genuinely just ducking out the way. I think.
Yeah, I don't think that was as cynical as we've seen before.
But either way, it's a chance for Hungerford to send the ball in the box here. Wilmoth whips it in. It's a pretty poor free kick, actually. It's headed away by Howells. Reggie Young now picks up the ball for Hemel. He can't do anything with it. But it's a late tackle on him. It's going to be a free kick. I mean...
No, it's going to be a free kick.
Yep. Here is McDevitt now. McDevitt fires it over towards Scott Morris, who's got time and brings it down well. And finds Lacey. Lacey tries to slip it in Omar Rowe, and Rowe was on his heels.
On his heels, yeah.
Just pinched off him. Kearney. Ball forward in towards Fasten Mady, and it's a late... Well, McDevitt's taken out Mike Jones there. It's going to be a free kick.
Not quite sure.
It's been quite a lot of free... Quite a stop-start first half, hasn't it? Game hasn't really been flowing.
Which isn't great for either side, really, when it's set pieces, but...
Say Reggie Young's been the standout player, I think, in the game so far. A few very nice runs, either on the left and then so close to scoring as well. But as it stands, it is still 0-0, and this is Wilmoth now. Clips it over. Deflected through, might run here for white shirt. In the end, it's cleared by Manson. Bailey wins the header. Reggie Young trying to get there. Young gets away from him and shoved out of the way by Wilmoth. Good play by the Hungerford midfielder. Finds Rusby. Rusby finds Emerson here. Here's Emerson. Is he going to line up the effort? Emerson goes for goal. Oh! It's a good effort from Emerson. I'll tell you what. I thought for a minute it actually gone in, to be honest.
Yeah, I thought I was whistling in the top corner for a minute, but it's just a side net him.
He's sort of cut across it with his left foot, and it's flowing towards that top corner. I don't think Snedker's getting there.
No.
Out of nothing, nearly Hungerford took the lead. Picked up by Mantum here, finds Howells. Tudors have got through the press here quite easily. Howells slips it in towards Omar Rowe. Rowe finds Mantum, and Mantum sends it out first time to Scott Morris. Scott Morris got Lacey with him. He cuts inside. Scott Morris running in still. Scott Morris goes for goal, and Kearney gets down and saves.
Great run.
And denies. Scott Morris, the right back, who's come close to scoring a few times in the game, hasn't he? Didn't quite. I don't think he caught that one quite as he would have liked to, but it's a good run.
No, it was a good run. Just had the confidence to keep going as well.
Yeah. Very unselfish run by JJ to create the space for him as well. Poor giveaway here. And then Bailey is all over the back of JJ Lacey. I think that's going to be the first yellow card of the game. But in truth, Bailey is not the man who's to blame there. It's Rusby who give the ball.
Yeah, it was a loose giveaway. I think he's taken on for his teammate there.
He's taken on for his team, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's done his teammate a favour, I think.
He'd have every right to be unhappy with his teammate there for essentially giving him that booking, because it was a 3-on-2 break there, so he had
yeah, made sense.
In truth, he had to do it.
It's like a sub for the Tudors, if I'm not mistaken, which is interesting.
Interesting.
We've got an injury.
Looks like we're going to have Sammy Caruthers. I mean, a lot earlier than I was expecting to see him, but there must be an injury, because I don't think anyone's warranted a substitution yet. It's Kinane now. Kinane clips it down the line. BJ Christie brings it down well. Here's Scott Morris again. Finds Paul. Paul into, behind Howells in the end, but Howells picks it up.
We have seen first half subs from Lee though, so
yeah,
he's not afraid to change it.
Mantum drills it over to Lacey. Lacey nearly finds Scott Morris. Angel intercepts her, but Paul picks it up. Paul gives it away. Wilmoth now. In towards Fasten Mady, too long for him. And Snedker picks up, and Hemel get underway quickly once again. It's Howells. Into Paul, who fires over towards Scott Morris here, who brings it down. He's got Mantum on the overlap, but he's still going inside, and he slipped it down the line. It's a beautiful ball. It's Lacey in the box. Gets through his man, gets it over towards the back post. It's going to drop for Reggie Young, who I think in the end is going to play for a goal kick. If he gets a better touch there, he's probably got a chance at goal.
Yeah. It's the number 7 that's up.
It's Omar Rowe going off for the Tudors. I mean,
very interesting.
Interesting. I mean, I don't know if he's injured or what, but Omar Rowe has been substituted here, and we're half an hour into the game.
Yeah, I don't know if there's an injury involved or it's just a tactical one, but
I don't know. I mean, he hasn't quite. He hasn't quite got into the game, maybe as much as JJ Lacey and Reggie Young have. But I have to say, I don't know if about that one. It doesn't seem that he's injured, so I think that's a totally tactical substitution. But anyway, on for his debut is Samir Caruthers, who, I mean, Premier League experience with Villa. Also a lot of EFL experience as well. And that's a bad tackle by Rusby on Reggie Young there. And this could be at least a yellow card for James Rusby. That is
it's high.
It's
high.
The Hemel winger. You can see what the Tudor Army think of that one.
Yeah, it's not intentional, but it's high and it's a bit late.
It's high and late, and we know what happens with this sometimes. I mean, referee's calming it all down. Howells is having a chat with Rusby, and we're going to see what is his punishment. I think it's a yellow card.
Yeah, it's definitely a booking.
Yeah.
Definitely a booking.
He's going to have to be careful now, though. There goes Rusby into the book. Late challenge on Reggie Young. I think the referee handled that situation well, because I think he could have easily, with fans back, maybe perhaps
could have crumbled a little bit there, but he's controlled it well.
He's controlled the situation well. You could hear the yell of pain from Reggie Young, but he seems fine to continue. And it's a chance for Chris Paul to deliver a cross into the box now. Paul steps up, whips it in. It's really, really Paul. Straight down Kearney's throat, who gets us underway very quickly. It's an ambitious ball through to Seeger, who nearly, I mean, I don't know if he's gone for goal.
I'd have been Van Basten-esque if he'd pulled that off.
That would have been absolutely incredible, but dangerous. Shows you how dangerous that Hungerford can be. Scott Morris finds BJ Christie, who takes a bit of a loose touch and is picked up by Bailey. Here's Partridge down the line to Angel, who can't gather it, and it's Scott Morris. Scott Morris finds Kinane, and Kinane back to Snedker, and obviously the loans of Omar Rowe, Lee McDevitt and BJ Christie have been extended. No word on Scott Morris yet. Would you like to see him stay? Do you think he's made a big impact on this team?
I'd love to see him stay. I think he's been a standout at fullback, and to play fullback and say you're a standout, you've got to be doing something right, because it's very stereotypical that if you're a winger, you're a failed. If you're a fullback, you're a failed winger or a failed centre back. So
very true,
obviously not the case with Scott Morris.
I mean, coming from, I think what's impressed me most is like coming from where he's come from. He's just taken it to like duck to water, really. I mean, he's been rock solid in every single game. Maybe apart from the Welling game, he was at fault for one goal.
Possibly, yeah, but
apart from that,
Bath, I think, was his first game. I think you got to see him, but he was unbelievable.
Yeah, every game I've seen him, he's been very impressive.
Also, he thought he got quite a serious little head knock at Hampton, but he came back.
Kearney's ball there just bobbles through. It's going to be a throw-in right in the corner. Thought that might have been a goal kick, but just about 10 minutes to go to half-time. Do you think they'll be the happy of the two managers, if the scores remain the same, obviously?
I think on the balance of things, Lee will maybe be a little bit happier with how things have gone, but possession, expected goals, all these sorts of stats don't really mean a right lot. No. If it finishes 0-0.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Snedker's not been forced. I mean, the only action he's been forced into is from Kinane's back header. And but I mean, I guess crossbar's been rattled, but Kearney's only had to make one save himself, so it's been an even game, I would say. Here's JJ Lacey, finds Paul. Paul finds McDevitt into Howells now, and Howells clips on down the line. Bit too long for Reggie Young and also BJ Christie, but that's a Paul giveaway. Manson, first time ball through towards BJ Christie. Christie holds it up, And I think he's won his side of corner.
Wins
He's
the
done
corner.
well there, the striker. That's what he's done as well, so well, hasn't he, since he come in?
Just presses and holds everything up. Yeah.
Up, doesn't he? So strong, and I mean, that's why he's got 2 assists since he joined, so... Well, we're going to have a corner now to be taken in, swinging. All towards the back post. Clawed away, and it's Canane. Oh, it's going to be given as a free kick, and it's smashed into the empty net. But Kearney's in a heap. He might need some attention.
Yeah, he might have fallen on his arm.
He did well there, Kearney, because he was on a lot of pressure, and he managed to claw it away, and in the end it's been given as a foul against the Hungerford goalkeeper.
Yeah, this looks like he's a bit winded, which is
I mean,
fair enough. Just fell right on top of him.
Yeah, he's okay. I mean, brave goalkeeping. Right, fair enough. It's Army boy. So he'll be taking the free kick. Kearney, long ball forward. Canane with a big header. Might drop for BJ Christie, but I think it's going to run through Rusby there. I mean, he nearly prodded it past Kearney. Ball forward towards Angel. Scott Morris wins the header. Might drop here. Well, drops for McDevitt. Picked up by Wilmoth, who reverses it through to McGrory. Back to Wilmoth, who has probably been the better of, all the Hungerford midfielders so far. Partridge with the first time ball into Fasten Mady, who's got time to turn, and he drills a shot in across goal. Don't know how close Seeger was to get on the end of that, but not a bad idea from
not a bad idea, no.
Fasten Mady. Here's Scott Morris. Finds Canane. Canane nearly. Oh, he's been caught by Fasten Mady there. But well, referee. Well, Canane let out a huge scream of pain and then seemed absolutely fine.
Yeah, well, he's a big man. He is a big man.
He let out a huge scream of pain and then he seems absolutely fine. But either way, it's going to be a free kick. And just a chance to reset, I guess. Snedker pings one up towards BJ Christie. Might run through for Carruthers, who has he touched the ball since he came on yet?
Not sure.
I don't think he has.
Not sure.
McDevitt still launching out instructions.
Yeah, can still hear him.
Yeah. Scott Morris into Lacey. Lacey tries the little delightful flick through and it finds Carruthers. And Carruthers wants a foul, but nothing doing. Play continues. Angel. Oh, Lacey's came charging in. The ball's deflected through for Angel. He probably deserved a bit more for his efforts there, but
yeah, he's done well. Shows how clever he is. I thought that was a shocking touch from JJ Lacey, but it was actually.
Oh, he's Fasten Mady. Fasten Mady, great slide and challenge in the end. Fasten Mady was suddenly had a sight of goal there.
Yeah, it was a great last-ditch tackle. Almost volleyed it away from him.
Yeah, he had suddenly he just had a sight of goal out of nothing there, and what a fantastic last-ditch tackle that was. But it's a chance now for the white shirts to pack the box, and Rusby will take the throw. It's got Fasten Mady short.
Another long one, looks like.
Quite a few. Don't know what I'm there. Rusby into the box. Flicked on. Cleared. Up rather than away. Drops for Jones. And then in the end, it's a foul in the box. And the pressure is all relieved on the Tudors. I have to say, Carruthers shows a nice dummy and picks up the ball and then slips it into Lacey. Lacey looking to take on Angel, sends it into the box, low, but Kearney, that's easy for Kearney to gather. Just no one there, was there, for Lacey's ball?
No front post runners, no,
yeah.
but
I don't mind that idea of just getting out his feet early and whipping one in low, but no one in a red shirt. Rusby pings one in the direction of Fasamidi, headed away by McDevitt, drops to Seeger. Seeger, good tackle by McDevitt, might run through here for Jones. Jones finds Angel. Angel on his right foot, whips it towards the back post. Howells gets no touch on it in the end. It's going to be a goal kick.
Looks like Carruthers is going to play as an out-and-out 10.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, doesn't it?
His role is having a few words with BJ Christie there.
Yeah, I mean, him and BJ, we'll be interested to see what the reason Omar Road did go off. But
just seeing if I can see him sat on the bench, or whether he's gone in for any treatment or anything.
I mean, he did seem to walk off totally fine though, didn't he?
Yeah, he seemed alright.
Yeah. So it's an interesting
I can see him sat there. He doesn't look too happy.
No. So Snedka with the ball forward. BJ Christie beaten to it. Seeger now. Flicks one over the top for Fasamidi. Smacked high into the air by McDevitt. Christie comes back and brings it down well and finds Paul. And Paul gets out to Scott Morris. Scott Morris then just flicks it in the air. Picked up by Partridge, who just clears. Just about approaching half time, I think. Not too long ago. I have to say, I think Hemel have nullified Seeger pretty well, haven't they? Lacey wins the flick on. BJ Christie might get there, but Rusby does instead. And then Kearney clears. Scott Morris wins the header. Carruthers wins that header as well. Picked up by Emerson, who's nearly scored an absolute worldie about 10 minutes or so ago. Chris Paul is caught by Angel. And this is going to be Scott Morris. Back to Kinane. Kinane launches down the line. Lacey brings it down well on his chest. Partridge intercepts though, and then just hammers it away. Anyway, I'll do at the moment for Hungerford. Yeah,
just seeing Kingy come out with his board.
Yeah.
So can't be too far off added time.
McDevitt up towards BJ Christie, who brings it down well, finds Lacey. It's going to be a free kick taken quickly. Here's Carruthers. Carruthers in on goal. Sammy Carruthers to get the opener. Oh, he hits the side netting on his debut to get his debut goal. What clever play by Lacey though to quickly take the free kick, slipped him in. He took it on his left foot and he hammered an effort towards that near top corner and hit the side net.
Yeah, well, I think JJ wanted an advantage, to be fair to him.
Yeah,
I think he wanted to play that ball anyway, so if anything, it might have slowed him down a little bit, and 2 minutes of added time.
Yeah, so 2 minutes of added time here at Vauxhall Road. 2 minutes of added time here at Vauxhall Road, still 0-0, but I'd have to say I do think Tudors have had the better of the game. Kearney's long ball forward in the direction of Jones. Jones wins the header. McDevitt wins that one though. Picked up by Angel. He finds Fasamidi. Paul wins it back though. Fasamidi thinks he's kept it in, but play continues. Jones in towards Seeger over his head. And all the way out of play for a goal kick. But yeah, I mean, for a player who's got 8 National League South goals, he's been quite quiet, hasn't he?
Yeah,
kept him quiet, Tudors.
Yeah, he's had that one chance.
That one chance. You could count his 35-yard free kick as a chance if you want. I mean, I wouldn't class it as a chance.
An ambitious one.
I class it as a shot. But McDevitt's still trying to get something more out of his plays, even though there's probably about 30 seconds or so to go left.
Yeah,
until the half-time whistle.
Hungerford players seem to have something against CRK windows, because they're trying to hit that sign with all their might at the moment. That little
away by McDevitt,
part of
picked up by Manton. Manton with the first-time ball forward. BJ Christie running in behind. Emerson brings it down, and Emerson launches it away. And that'll be a throw, and I would not be surprised if that is the end of that for the first half. Scott Morris back to Kinane. Kinane back to Snedka. Snedka launches it up towards BJ Christie, who, well, it just hits his head, doesn't it, rather than he heads it. And Reggie Young keeps it in play. Here's Howells. Carruthers dropping deeper and deeper, trying to get the ball, I think. And there is the half-time whistle here at Vauxhall Road. So it is 0-0 at half-time in the first game back with fans. I mean, Lacey was so close to opening the score.
Yeah.
He rattled the crossbar.
Hitting the top 90,
Ken made another good save from Reggie Young. Carruthers hit the side netting.
Scott Morris had a go.
Scott Morris had a goal that was saved. So there's been chances for the Tudors. From a Hungerford point of view, I think they've defended reasonably well. There's been some good last-ditch tackle. Emerson nearly scored an absolute worldie with his left foot. From about 30 yards out. He just cut across the ball and it arrowed towards that top corner, but it went over in the end. And then obviously that one chance from Seeger as well when he was in the box on his left foot and he fired it high and wide in the end. But yeah, I mean, I think that Lee will probably be the happier of the two.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. At half time, it's just that first home win just doesn't seem to be happening, does it? I mean,
no, there's chances though, which is a positive sign.
There is chances. I mean, I think if you look at who's played well, I thought that for our away team, Crusaders, I thought Wilmouth played well in the midfield.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was decent.
Very, very composed.
And as I say, I think they've defended well. I think Emerson especially has defended really well.
Yeah, he has.
Mantom's been really impressive for me, really box to box, getting in there. First time passes, first time balls. JJ Lacey, as I said, just looks like a new player. Like
completely new player, yeah.
Confidence is just flowing through him now. I mean, he hit the crossbar, but then that ball through to Carruthers before, I mean, that was just... The thing is, he's been trying this sort of stuff all season. It just hasn't been coming off for him, and now it's finally coming off for him, which is great to see.
Starting to get the rewards for the effort he's putting in, which
exactly.
is fair enough. You know, you speak to... If you heard Matty Bateman on commentary last week, he said literally in training he's rattling the top corner like time after time, and it's just not coming off for him in games. But yeah, now we're starting to see that.
But yeah, he's been brilliant. I thought Reggie Young, I mean, not in the game for the whole time, but when he has been in the game, Reggie Young's been very dangerous.
Yeah, it's been very impressive, and obviously got Bateman on the bench. Speaking of him as well, for the first time in quite a while. So
he's on the bench, so we might see him at some point in the second half. But for now, we're going to take a short break. But at half time here at Vauxhall Road, it is Hemel Hempstead Town 0, Hungerford Town 0. Right, we're back for the second half. Tudors have been out for about a minute or so, just setting up. Probably trying to keep warm, to be honest, because
it's getting cold.
And Hungerford have slowly emerged from the dressing room now. It is 0-0. I believe you got some half-time National League South scores, have you not?
Yeah, I'm on it. Just an update on Omar as well. Spoke to him. I felt his ankle just hurt a little bit.
Fair enough, yeah.
Apparently he was fine, but they've taken him off just in case, which is fair play.
At least it was an injury and it wasn't.
Yeah.
Because we weren't entirely sure, so that's good to hear.
Yeah. So Bath are 3-1 up at Chelmsford. Concord a bit in Eastbourne 2-0 at home. Ebbsfleet, Havant and Waterlooville, are beating Ebbsfleet 2-0. It's obviously 0-0 here. Oxford and Dulwich are 0-0. St Albans and Tonbridge are tied at 1-0, and Welling and Chippenham are 0-0.
Good win for Bath at the moment. If that stays
good
the
result.
Same. Helps them off their bit difficult start, but yeah, I mean, as it stands here, 0-0. We'll put the Tudors on to 17 points, I believe, and Hungerford will go on to 20 points if everything stays the same. But you'd have to say if Hemel probably play as well as just get as many chances in the first half, you'd think that they'd be able to get the win in the end. But I'm sure Hungerford will be looking to get get the 3 points as well. I think they'll be looking sort of get themselves on the ball a bit more, maybe. We are underway here now. Yeah. Quickly taken by Jones. Jones tries to slip it through to Seeger. He finds McGrory, who sends it into the box, and Snedker pushes it away rather than catches it, and Scott Morris has to clear it. In the end, it's going to be a throw in, and we've already seen Rusby's got a long throw on him, so this is an opportunity to load the box up.
Yeah, we're disappointed with that Snedker, but you can see he's kicking himself.
Taking short instead to Fasten Mady, who gets a little push and nothing doing, and it's Lacey trying to slip it through. Picked up though by Angel. Back to Partridge. Partridge clips one forward. Headed away by Kinane. Carruthers beaten in the air. Fasten Mady finds Angel, who, his cross was...
It was interesting.
He didn't catch it properly at all, but in the end it's
managed to get a throw out of it.
So in the end it's going to be a throw in. This one might be a long one, I think, instead. Well... Thank you very much. Ball flung in by Rusby, cleared. Picked up by JJ Lacey, who fires it off Wilmoth, and it's going to be a goal kick to the Tudors. Well, thank you for that, everyone who's tuning in. We appreciate it.
Try and keep running this commentary as long as we can while away fans aren't allowed in, just so you got something to get.
We obviously hope at some point we all are actually allowed to have you all in and have everything back to normal, but we don't know when that'll be. Snedker with the ball forward. VJ Christie brings it down. Lacey tackled and breaks through, and Lacey goes for a goal. Oh, Lacey with an incredible effort.
The confidence on this
40
kid.
yards out. Lacey's gone for the absolutely incredible effort, and in the end it's sailed just over the crossbar. But as you say, how's he got the confidence to even take that on?
He wouldn't even do an interview about a month ago, and now
exactly.
Look at him. He's shooting from 40 odd yards.
Anyway, Kenny to take a goal kick, who's probably breathing a bit of a sigh of relief after that one.
Yeah, I think he would have had it covered, but the ambition is...
Ball up towards Fasten Mady. He wins the header. Well, comes into McDevitt. Good catch in the crowd. Who then launches it back at Rusby, who does well. Rusby then launches it away. McDevitt. Big header by McGrory. Oh, Seeger with a touch, and it's fired in a goal. Oh, and
it's a great save.
Comes up with a brilliant save down to his left. That was a cracking effort goal by Mike Jones. He just watched down to his left foot, and he unleashed an absolute thunderbolt of a strike.
It was an interesting flick on. Almost I thought he just jumped into it with his shoulder almost.
Yeah,
but
I mean, it would have been a pretty incredible assist, but great reaction.
A lot of shouts for handball, but you can't switch off like that.
Great reactions from Snedker to get down, and that was a fantastic effort by Jones, really was. So it'll be corner taken by Wilmoth. He floats one in, and there's a few people have hit the floor there. Snedker punches it away, might come back out to Wilmoth. He finds McGrory, who sends it into the box. It's a decent ball. Snedker this time claims. After a couple of odd moments from Snedker there with aerial balls, he's done well and just plucked that one out the air.
Well.
And he rolls it out to Paul. And Paul slips it into Scott Morris. Scott Morris finds BJ Christie. Christie can't find the run of Manton. Manton was free, wasn't he?
He was. He was asking for it.
Found him down the left. Kearney, the long ball forward. Seeger, beaten in the air by Kinane. Lacey, good header, finds Carruthers. Carruthers takes a bit of a heavy touch, and Emerson reads it well and comes away with it. And now here come the away side. Into Angel. Angel looking to send the ball in the box early. Cleared by McDevitt. Good interception by Manton. Paul gets there and finds Scott Morris. Scott Morris clips it down the line. Finds Reggie Young, who turns and slips it into Carruthers. Here's Carruthers, who's got Lacey on the overlap, but Rusby intercepts well. Paul again now. Paul fires the ball in the direction of Lacey. Bit too much on that one, but a good idea.
Much, yeah. Just demanding the ball now, JJ, isn't he?
Isn't it? Yeah, I mean, it's great to see. It really is great to see. He's getting some encouragement from the crowd as well, which he obviously has made out to have. But Carruthers has had two attempts to break forward, and well, the first one, Paul touch, which I don't know, I was surprised at, and then the second one, he was a bit unlucky with the pass.
Yeah, but
Rusby, ball forward, flicked on up towards Fasenmedi. Oh, Seeger gets there. Seeger tries to slip it into Fasenmedi. McDevitt reads it, and then Kinane fires it off Seeger, and now Kinane can complete his clearance. Up to Rusby, he's got time here. And slips over as he plays it across to Partridge. Partridge clips it forward. Scott Morris. How many headers has Scott Morris won today? I mean, and we've now got it was a clash of heads from Scott Morris header, but I mean, he's won a lot of headers, hasn't he?
Wins a lot of headers.
He wins a lot of headers. He's not the tallest right back, but
no, he's been great since he's coming out of nowhere, really. You know, maybe there's a career in the scouting department for Matt Bateman.
Yeah, yeah. So we're all just getting a
round of applause for the.
We're just getting a praise from for volunteers and everyone to keep Feldman keep this going. And I have to say it's been run superbly well so far. So we thank everyone who's cooperated, and obviously we thank everyone else who's tuning into the stream. And as we say, even if it's a majority of away fans who are tuning in, we will continue to run this as long as possible, because while you're not allowed to come, it's unfair that you're not be able to watch your team.
Yeah, and
I know some clubs haven't done it. You know,
no,
haven't. I think
they've shut down their streaming service.
Which I mean, I'm not gonna.
Especially on YouTube as well. It's free to run. It's not costing us anything.
Exactly,
it's
and as I say, and obviously even though we're allowed home fans back, we think that we should be able to provide this service to away fans, so you know you can all enjoy it. Anyway, it looks like play continues. Howells ducks out of the way. It's lifted over the top, and it's a goal for Ryan Seeger. And Seeger grabs his 9th league goal of the season out of a horrible defensive mix-up.
It's a horrible mistake.
Howells ducks out the way. Miscommunication between Snedker and Howells. Seeger is alive to it, as you would expect, with someone who's got that goal-scoring knack. It's a lovely finish in fairness to him. He lifts it over Dean Snedker, and he gives the away side the lead, and the Tudors got it all to do now.
Yeah, not sure what's happened there. I think Howells maybe thinks Snedker's about to pick it up behind him, but he's further out than he thinks he is.
Yeah.
And
just miscommunication between Howells and Snedker there, and as I said, Seeger, I mean, you can't, just a striker with that sort of instinct.
That's what we said, needs half a chance.
Yeah, needs half a chance. He's just lifted it into the corner, and out of nothing, he's give the away side the lead. And they're on 22 points at the moment, which 6 points short of what they got in the whole of last season. Carruthers finds Paul. Now, what can the Tudors do to respond here? Howells. Howells finds Kinane. Kinane into Scott Morris. Scott Morris finds Carruthers. Carruthers shows some nice feet and is caught late by it was Wilmoth there, caught him late.
A lot of time for the Tudors to try and get back into this, which is probably the only positive you can take out of that at the moment.
Yeah, plenty of time, but I mean, you've got to say though, what a signing Ryan Seeger's been for Hungerford.
Great signing.
That is 9 league goals this season. So this is going to be Chris Paul to take the free kick as Hemel look for a response. Paul takes it short to Scott Morris. Scott Morris plays it forward. It might run through for BJ Christie. It doesn't. Emerson clears. Scott Morris heads it away. Finds Lacey, who's come out onto this right-hand side now. Finds Carruthers. Carruthers into Paul. Paul finds Mantum. Mantum into Howells. Howells travelling forward. Tries to slip it in behind for Reggie Young, but it's cleared up towards Seeger now, and that's going to be given as handball against the Hungerford striker. He's very stocky, isn't he? And
yeah,
like this is Lacey now. Lacey travelling forward with the ball, looking to get it in the box. He needs some support, and he wins his side a corner in the end. That's about all he could do for that, to be fair.
Yeah, just not quite the bodies in the box that he would have wanted there, I don't think, but he's done well to win a corner.
Which he has gone over to take, but Reggie Young's over it as well. Everyone back for the away side, apart from Fast and Meady. Mantum on the edge of the area again. Reggie Young sends it into the box. Headed away well by Rusby. Comes to Seeger, and here come Hungerford. Seeger got the run of Fast and Meady. Tries to slip it in behind. Scott Morris is going to get there, is he? Scott Morris just about gets there because
Nedka was coming for that as well, yeah.
He's got a turn of pace, hasn't he?
He does.
Fast and Meady there. Scott Morris had a lot of ground on him, and he nearly made it up. Throw in, given away. Manton picks it up. Oh, it's a long leg by Paul that's caught Wilmoth, and it's a free kick in a good position. Seeger standing over it. Well, looks like he's left it in the end. It's a dangerous position. This is one of those ones where if you just whip it in, it might hit anyone. And
yeah, it could hit anyone.
Could go literally anywhere.
Yeah, if you go for the far post on this, it can sneak in.
It looks like Seeger wants his 10th goal of the season. He's over it. Seeger steps up, whips it into the box. It's flicked on. Oh, comes out to Jones. Jones finds Bailey. Bailey finds McGrory, who sends it in, headed away by Howells. Carruthers can't get there. Picked up by JJ Lacey. Lacey tries to find Carruthers. Mantum. This is Reggie Young now. Into Chris Paul. Paul finds Mantum. Mantum sends it over towards Scott Morris, who's travelling inside with the ball. Scott Morris here, and he wants a foul, but he's not going to get anything. Bailey. Fast and Meady picks it up. Then he catches Carruthers, and that is a foul.
Yeah, he's get a little bit tasty now, I think.
Yeah, it definitely is, isn't it? Referee's handled the game really well, I think, so far.
Yeah, ref's had a good game, I think.
Still plenty of time for the Chiefs to get something here, but Hungerford look dangerous on the break. Chris Paul takes it short to Kinane. This is McDevitt back to Kinane. And it's gone straight out of play. And from a Hemel free kick, I don't know what they did with that.
They've
just
around the back a
wasted
little
it
bit, and yeah.
given possession away. And you cannot imagine that Lee or Steve will be happy with that one.
No, they don't look to be overly pleased with sort of the last 10 minutes, but that's understandable.
Kenny launches the ball forward. Headed up and away. It's going to be a Tudors throw in. Scott Morris takes very quickly. Throws it in the direction of JJ Lacey. Emerson gets there and Emerson does well and clears. Picked up by BJ Christie. Who's fouled. BJ Christie fouled there in the corner.
Little build up of fouls now.
And, well, it's almost identical position to what that Wilmoth one was.
Yeah.
For Hungerford, so it's a chance again.
A little bit further out possibly, but yeah, similar
but
sort of
this similar angle, isn't it?
Corridor of uncertainty sort of area.
Yeah. How many more football cliches can you get in?
All the ones I learned from you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's Reggie Young over it. JJ Lacey over it. So is it going to be the outswinger or is it going to be the inswinger? Canaan, McDevitt, BJ Christie in the box, Carruthers in the box as well, Mantum just on the edge, Paul just on the edge as well. It's Reggie Young, he sends it into the box, it's flicked on by Canaan, it's hit the post, and then it's cleared. Coming in with Carruthers, Canaan with the slightest of glances. Keeper had no chance, it flashed off the post, and then it was cleared in the end. And now, well, we've got an injury and we're going to need the physio on, but Canaan inches away there.
So well, yeah. It's BJ Christie that's down by lots of things.
Yeah. Down,
Canaan hits inside of the post. And
inside of the
can
post.
You get closer?
That's two pieces of woodwork now that have been hit from Hemel, but one by JJ Lacey and then one by Ryan Canaan. That was a great ball in by Reggie Young.
Great ball, yeah.
Canaan did everything right. Got just that glance and header, and it rattled the post and went away to safety. Is it going to be one of those games?
We hope not.
Yeah.
For Hemel's sake.
Well, it's a chance to get the ball in the box here. As soon as Christie is taken off the field, he looks like he's going to be okay to continue, which is the important thing.
It's a throw in actually on the.
Yeah, it's a throw in right on that far side.
Side.
Yeah. Scott Morris has been lining it up for about a minute now.
His arms will be tired if he keeps holding them up there, yeah.
And he takes it short to Carruthers. Back to Scott Morris. Scott Morris looking to get his cross in, but in the end it's going to be another throw. Good block by Bailey in the corner. Scott Morris waiting to take it. Now it's into the box this time. It's flicked on by McDevitt. It's going to might drop for JJ Lacey. It's cleared. And here comes Fasen Mediu in a race with Mantum. And Mantum hits the floor. And it's
Mantum's
still,
done so well there.
Mantum's done well. He's held off his man. And play continues. Snedker, ball forward. Lacey beaten in the air. Picked up by Bailey. Bailey finds Rusby. Rusby into McGrory. McGrory launches it down the line, headed away by McDevitt. Carruthers brings it down on his chest. Now slips it in towards Reggie Young. Reggie Young, going to take on his man and get a cross in, sends his ball in, headed away by Angel. Cleared by McGrory now. Howells underneath it. Jake Howells tries to find Reggie Young, but can't quite.
Out of play.
I was wondering why we're having to delay, but I've just noticed on the first side we have got an injury. I was a bit confused why.
It's a long build up for the throw, isn't it?
I'm just trying to work out who it is who's down. I guess there's a chance now for a few of the Hemel players to have a chat, work out what their sort of plan of attack is. It looks like there's going to be a substitution from the Tudors, actually. I mean, we've got Matty Bateman on the bench, and is that Matty Bateman?
It looks like it might be.
Coming on. So he's been out for a bit, Matty Bateman, but he is top goal scorer this season.
Top goal scorer, yeah.
In all competitions. And he's going to replace BJ Christie, who once again battled very hard up front. No real chances for him, but he's done what he's coming to do. Well, he's coming to just do what he does every game, isn't it? Work hard, hold the ball up well. I hope that's not because he's injured. So Reece Tyler's coming on for Curtis Angel. So obviously Angel can't continue, and Hungerford have been forced into their first change of the game. And Rusby will finally take this throw when we get on.
Yeah.
Rusby, ball forward, Manton, over his head, drops a Fasamidi, over the head of Seeger, just. Scott Morris clears. And that's going to be a throw-in to the away side, who are happy to let the sort of game run at momentum.
Yeah, very stop-start now, you'd have thought.
That suits the away side.
Yeah, it suits the away side massively.
Rusby, forward. Fasamidi brings it down. Tackled. Comes Paul, gets there. Paul wants to foul. Manton with a big challenge. Play continues. Here's Manton. Driving forward the ball. Finds Reggie Young, who's now got a chance to run one-on-one at his right back. But does well, does Mike Jones there, covering across, and then finds McGrory, who complete his clearance. Launches it into the night sky. Kinane heads it across towards Scott Morris, who's going to get there and then slip it down the line towards JJ Lacey, and it's run out of play for a throw-in to Hungerford. Hemel's not been able to get anything going really since the goal, apart from that Kinane header, obviously.
Yeah, so unfortunate.
Yeah, very unfortunate.
Done everything right, but
hasn't been any real momentum apart from that.
Not. I'll have to say that's the same for either team. You know, the second half sort of ebbing and flowing, whereas this has just been sort of chances few and far between.
Flicked on here. Kinane beaten in the air, but drops to Scott Morris, who plays it across to Howells. He's got some time here. And in the end, he plays it back to his goalkeeper. And Snedker fires it away up towards Matty Bateman, who wins his flick on. And Lacey's in behind, but Emerson holds it off well, and Kenny comes out and collects. Straight away, Matty Bateman sending out some instructions as well. I mean, definitely just before his injury, he was starting to really become a bit of a leader on the pitch, wasn't he, Matty? So, good to have him back. And that's just more options, isn't it, really? Scott Morris heads it away. Picked up by substitute Tyler. This is Bailey now, and, well, Carruthers intercepts, but going to be a throw-in to the away side. Throw forward, picked up by Tyler, who's showed some nice turn of pace, but then slices us across, and away come Hemel, but they give it away. Here's Bailey. Once again, Jones pings it in towards Fasamidi. He slips it down the line, and it's going to be a race here, and he's going to get there. He's kept it in. I mean, I don't know how he kept that in, but McDevitt.
Great show of pace.
Clears it in the end. Yeah, it looked like he had no chance of keeping that in, but that's definitely a weapon, isn't it? That, especially as the game goes on.
Yeah, as people start to tire, and
having that sort of pace on the break.
If Hemel have to start pushing further forward.
Dangerous. Kenny with the ball forward. Kinane wins the header. Fasamidi picks it up though. Turns and twists. Manton at his back, but he's held on the ball well. Plays it back to Rusby. Rusby drives a nice ball into Seeger, who shows lovely feet. Here's Seeger! Smashes the top of the stand. So, not quite his radar there, but as I said, he's already shown what he can do, hasn't he, with that?
Yeah, already shown his quality.
Finish. McDevitt clips it over towards Scott Morris, and he can't keep it in play. And it's a throw into the away side, and Tudors just can't get anything going at the moment. You got any more National League South scores?
Yeah, I'll just get on that. My hands are absolutely frozen. I haven't got any of these fancy gloves that you've got. I can touch my phone.
You need to get some of these. Oh. Partridge clips it down the line. Running in behind from Tyler, but it's going to run outplay for a goal kick. Oh.
So, Bath are 4-2 up at Chelmsford. Oh. Concord are now a 2-1 up against Eastbourne. Yep. Havant are now 3-0 up against Ebbsfleet. Okay. Oxford are beating Dulwich 1-0. St Albans are still 1-0 with Tonbridge, and Welling are now losing 1-0 to Chippenham.
Okay, thank you for that. Ball played forward. Kinane in a race with Fasamidi, and Kinane just about gets there. That was, again, another incredible turn of pace.
Incredible turn of pace, yeah.
15 yards on him, and he nearly made it up. And it's exactly what the Wayside want. They're just penning the Tudors in at the moment. Seeger holds it up. Back to Tyler, who's showing some nice feet. Playing with Mantum here. Sends it into the box. Up towards Fasamidi, who brings it down and turns and fires it a goal, and Snedker saves, and then it's forced nearly in. Oh, it's going to be a foul in the end. It was McGrory who was trying to force it into the net there, but what a great save from Snedker. Fasamidi did everything right there, turned and twisted, fired his shot towards goal. Snedker got down, palmed it away, and keeps the score at 1-0. Can Hemel now respond? Ball's into Carruthers. Back to Scott Morris, who plays it into Bateman. Bateman beaten to it by Emerson, though. And then this is Tyler. Tyler finds Seeger. And it's going to be a throw in to the away side once more. Yeah. Apart from that Kinane header, though, really Hemel not really got going.
No, not in the second half at all. Yeah. Seems half-time sort of took the wind out of themselves completely.
Really struggle to get any sort of anything going, and that is credit to the away side, though. They've pressed well, and they're really now turning the screw here at the moment. Jones plays it forward, and as I said, when you got Seeger and Fasamidi up front, one rapid and one just working hard, and clearly got that knack for scoring goals. They've got. You can see why they're so high up in the league, really.
Yeah, you can.
Snedker taking a loose touch there, and Fasamidi was on him, but he finds Carruthers, actually, who brings it down and needs to find a red shirt now, and clips it over towards Howells here. Here's Jake Howells. Slips it into Paul. Paul into Carruthers. Back to Lacey. Lacey trying to find the run of Scott Morris. Does find Scott Morris. Over towards the back post. Headed away. It might drop here for Scott Morris again. It does. He finds Mantum. Mantum sends it in the box. It's Mike Bateman! Oh, over the bar.
Just
Matty
over.
Bateman, free header. Should do better there, really. Got up. It's a great ball in by Mantum. It just drops onto his head. Bateman's hanging in the air, but he can't put it in the top corner.
Nice. I think maybe it's a little bit high for him. He couldn't quite get over the ball, but you'd want him to hit the target there. But I think it was difficult for him to keep down.
But yeah, I mean, that's something to build on, I guess. A good ball in by Mantum, though. Just
great ball
nice
in, yeah.
Clipped delivery. And Bateman beat his man to it, but he just couldn't get it in the net. And my laptop's packed in, so
end of the stats for today.
That's the end of any of that. Ball played forward by Kearney. Big header by Kinane. Bateman's going to give chase, but it might run through for Kearney. It does. Sends it long up towards Fasamidi, who's in a race with Kinane, and in the end it's going to be a goal kick.
done well there.
Yeah. So the return to fans has seen someone lose their phone already. So that's
Well, don't know how you've done that. It's not been.
Snedkow, the ball forward, flicked on by Bateman, might reach. Where was that play? For a throw. Carruthers quickly takes it to Scott Morris. Back to Carruthers, who's done well, showed some nice feet, and then wants a foul but not going to get it. McDevitt finds Howells. Howells slips it into Paul. Paul into Carruthers. Now Mantum. Mantum into JJ Lacey. Lacey trying to drill it in, and it's going to be a throw in to the away side. It did look like deflected back off JJ.
Possibly, yeah. He's going to protest it, but.
Yeah. That was a nice triangle though from Paul and Mantum and Carruthers. We haven't seen a lot of that really.
No.
You'd expect with them three as sort of in the midfield. That,
it's a very, very strong midfield trio.
That is a very strong midfield trio. Ball launched away. Straight out play. Now maybe just sort of last 2 minutes or so, maybe Hemel growing it in the game here for
possibly
a last push to try and get a point. Howells back to McDevitt. McDevitt finds Scott Morris. He finds Carruthers, but Hungerford come away with the ball with Bailey. Bailey finds Tyler, does well, and Tyler now fires it down the line in the direction of Fasamidi, who's going to get there as well.
He'll always get there, Fasamidi.
And Kinane has done well. Kinane's done well actually, because Fasamidi has managed to get away from him initially, but Kinane completes his clearance, but it runs all the way through for Kearney.
It's becoming very Route 1 now. All of a sudden, a lot of balls running through to the goalkeeper, but.
Kearney with the ball forward, headed away by McDevitt. Easy for Wilmoth here, but he gives it away. Paul, straight away, swarmed upon though by two white shirts, and then it's forced back to Snedka. JJ Lacey fires over towards Reggie Young. It's a great ball, and Reggie Young's going to get there. Young looking to take on Rusby, cuts inside him easily, finds Carruthers. Carruthers goes on the outside, cuts back inside again, gets to the byline, drives it across goal, and there's Scott Morris arriving at the back post, and he gets an air kick on it in the end. Carruthers did well there.
Yeah.
Maybe hit it across too hard.
Yeah, he hit it with a lot of pace and a lot of height.
But then Scott Morris just, maybe if he makes any contact there, he might have scored, because Kearney's at the other side of the goal, but we'll never know, unfortunately, because he missed the total air kick. In the end. Throw in, flicked on into Fasamidi, who holds up and wins aside another throw in, and the away side are dealing with this well so far. As I say, they're on a winless run of 4, but this would be the perfect end of that run. Ball fired for by Jones, cleared up to where Carruthers can't get there, and then Carruthers pulls back his man, and I think that's going to be a yellow card for the former Aston Villa midfielder. He seems absolutely stunned that he's getting booked for that, but
yeah, he doesn't even think it should be a free kick,
yeah,
but it did look like
he pulled him back, so he's still arguing it, but there's the yellow card for Sammy Carruthers. He's had moments in the game, hasn't he, where he's looked, where you've seen that quality, but then I think in other parts of the game, maybe that lack of match fitness playing a part. Emerson with the ball forward. Partridge can't get there, and it's picked up by Mantum, and here come Hemel once more. Mantum wants some options. Slides it into JJ Lacey. Back to Mantum. Into Lacey. Lacey finds Carruthers, who takes a loose touch, and Rusby launches it away. Kinane Well, that was a dangerous flick, but it's come off in the end. Howells into Reggie Young. Reggie turns and then finds Bateman. Bateman just gets the ball caught in his feet and then tries to get it through to Carruthers, but can't. And here comes Keith Emerson. Finds Seeger, well, nearly finds Seeger. Paul picks it up instead. Manton shows some nice feet and then clips a good ball over towards Reggie Young. He's going to do well to get there, but can't quite.
But what good play by Manton.
Good play by Manton once again.
Didn't even look and played that ball.
Yeah. He's been,
it's been impressive,
hasn't he?
He's been
the Hemel midfield, hasn't he? Rusby takes the throw all the way back to Kearney instead. McDevitt still shouting out instructions. Kearney ball forward up towards Fatton Meady. Cleared by Scott Morris. Lacey can't quite get there. And time's running out here.
Time is running out.
Tudors.
I'm not too sure what we're on. Yeah, but about the 80th minute.
Yeah, 80, so just 10 minutes and whatever stoppage time we've got. Flicked on here. Might drop for Seeger. Seeger turns. Comes up to Howells. Howells. Oh, nearly gives it away, but in the end, McDevitt forces it back to Snedker. Bateman goes up. Bateman misses his header, but he might run for Lacey. Tyler is beaten to it by Lacey, but that's a good, strong challenge by Partridge, who just sticks out a leg and denies Lacey on the run. Seeger finds Fasamidi. Fasamidi now looking to take on Canaan. He cuts inside. Fasamidi still travelling across the box. He goes for goal. It's blocked in the end. Someone's took that flush in the face. And here come Hemel with Carruthers. Carruthers takes another loose touch. And this is Bailey.
Would have been a nice little chance to break there, I think.
Bailey finds McGrory. McGrory sends his cross in. Bit long, and Scott Morris brings it down on his chest. Paul into Reggie Young. That's a lovely turn and touch. And here's Reggie Young now. Can he get it onto his left foot? He can. Reggie Young fires it well wide of the near post in the end, but the approach play was fantastic.
Approach play was brilliant. Just the execution was forced up a little bit wide.
Skewed it wide, wasn't it? That's what it was.
Yeah, final sub. It's going to be Webby.
Yeah, final
Dan
sub.
Webb.
For also looks like Dan Webb is going to be coming on, who
Jake Howells possibly.
Scored quite a few goals, didn't he, in them friendlies?
I think he might have got 5 in the first game and 1 in the second. He did really well.
So Ryan Seeger is going off after his goal.
Looks like Jake Howells has come off for us as well.
And he's going to be replaced by Luke Hopper, who seems a very different sort of striker. He's quite big and tall, so he's going to be obviously just holding the ball, I would suggest. But Seeger's done his job, hasn't he? 1 chance, 1 goal.
Yeah, and we're going to see
Jake Howells is going off, so who's going to play left back then?
Not too sure, unless it's going to go into a back
Maybe
three.
Maybe back 3.
Possibly.
Well, Dan Webb.
See this partnership of Bateman and Webb that we tried at the start of the season didn't quite come off, but they've had time to mature.
I think it was Eastbourne, wasn't it? That was when they started together anyway. I mean, it looks like it's going to be, you're right, it's back 3 because Reggie Young's just out here on his own.
Yeah, JJ on the right.
Yeah, and Scott Morris has gone to right centre-back. So it's very, very attacking.
Very attacking,
from the Tudors, as they look to salvage something from this game. Manson with the ball forward. Bateman wins the header. Picked up by Carruthers. Carruthers
runs the ball out of play.
He's just I think it's just the match fitness.
Yeah,
because he's shown the odd moment of really good skill and what he's about, but there's been a few loose.
Yeah, these last sort of 5 minutes have been a little bit loose.
Oh, it's dropped by Partridge, and it's going to be a throw into Hemel. I mean, you very rarely see that.
Yeah, unless he's done that on purpose, try and time waste, and it's backfired.
Yeah, but why would you give away a throw in your own half?
Yeah, unless he thought he was going to get another go at it. But
it doesn't matter. It's been given away straight away. So Tyler finds Hopper, and here come Hungerford. They've got a break on. Slipped it down the line. Kinane comes across and deals with it though. And then clears it up towards Bateman. Bateman wins the flick on. Is there a run in behind? There is, but Emerson's there once again. He's been absolutely brilliant today, has Emerson. And Tyler clears it off the red shirt and wins the side of throwing. But yeah, I mean, as I was saying, I think Emerson has been the pick of the back of the defence, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been really impressive.
For Hungerford.
Had that shot as well. That
yeah, another army man as well. So. Ball flicked up towards Fasamidi here, who tries to roll his man in. Might find Luke Hopper. Here's Hopper in behind. Hopper cuts inside and cleared by Kinane in the end. He just got the ball stuck on his feet there, I think. Tyler now. Oh, that's some lovely skill from Tyler. The dances past Paul as well. Then just holds it up and now fires it into the box. Fasamidi goes up and Snedker comes in and collects. And then balls it out and finds Manton. Manton then just delicately finds Carruthers. Carruthers shows some nice feet to keep the ball and find Reggie Young, who finds Carruthers once again. Carruthers all the way back to McDevitt.
He's trying to build now.
Yeah. Hemel looking to try and preserve that unbeaten run, but at the moment, not going to happen. Scott Morris sends it in towards the box. It's Bateman. It's going to drop through for McGrory, and McGrory can complete his clearance. Reggie Young been encouraged to now go towards it, but McGrory fires it towards Fasamidi, finds Mantum. Mantum heads it back to Kinane, and Kinane finds Scott Morris. Scott Morris into JJ Lacey. Lacey looking to get past Tyler, but he's forced back. Finds Scott Morris, who sends his cross in. Goes over everyone. Might drop to Mantum at the back post. Mantum fires it back in and cleared away.
Yeah, just a couple of overhit crosses there, but...
Yeah. Reggie Young brings it down. Finds Mantum. Mantum into Carruthers. Carruthers turns. Tries to slide it through a small gap, but Fasamidi picks it up. Jones turns out and finds Partridge. Down the line, but that's going to be picked up by Scott Morris. What can Hemel do with this now? McDevitt into Mantum. To Kinane. Into Reggie Young. Mantum again. Tackled by Bailey. But back with McDevitt now. Into Scott Morris, who plays it across to Kinane. Kinane finds Reggie Young. Young looking to take on his man, cuts inside him, and he's caught there right on the edge of the box. A late tackle by McGrory, and it's a free kick in a good position.
It's a free kick in a good position. It's a cynical one, but a sensible one.
Yeah, I mean, he knew he had the beating of him, didn't he?
Yeah, Reggie Young was in a nice little position to drive through there.
Yeah. So Carruthers and Paul standing over this one. It's well, if it goes in, we've got the perfect angle of it.
Yeah, I've got a brilliant angle of this. Yeah,
right behind it.
Almost in line with the ball and the goalkeeper.
Yeah. Where's our cameraman? Get the camera on over here. It's right where we are. So it's Paul and Carruthers over. It's a 4-man Hungerford wall.
Not
There's
the tallest
red
of walls, I
shirts
must
in the box.
say.
I mean, there's no one. I mean, the only player back is Scott Morris. It's Carruthers. It's over the ball and it's over the bar. He got it up, but he didn't get it down in time.
Yeah, he was. See what he's trying to do.
Got it up and just didn't come back
Didn't
down.
get it back
in time.
down, no.
We're going to have the. Well, by the looks of it, we're going to have the final Hungerford change, are we? Off goes Fasamidi. Jordan Edwards. Yeah. So Fasamidi, I mean, he's been an absolute threat, hasn't he, for this whole afternoon?
Rapid.
Absolutely rapid. On comes Jordan Edwards. He's now onto the field. As Hungerford look to see out this game. Kearney is going to take this goal kick. Time is ticking down here for Hemel Hempstead. That search for first home win just keeps going on and on and on. Manson clears, but it's going to be brought back for foul. McDevitt takes it quickly to Scott Morris, into Paul. Paul turns and drives. And he's still holding it up, Chris Paul. And then he finds Kinane. And Kinane clips one over towards JJ Lacey, who's going to do well to bring that down. He's done well, and he's found Scott Morrison. This is Lacey. Lacey fires it into the box. And Kearney gets there ahead of Matty Bateman.
Well done.
That was brilliant interplay on that far side. Brilliant interplay between the two Hemel players. Great driven ball in, but Kearney shows superb bravery to come out and claim that ahead of Matty Bateman.
Yeah,
he's steaming in.
Great play. So you've got to be mad to be a goalkeeper. And
yeah, definitely. I mean, he's just dived at the feet of, 3 or 4 men there. Fair play to him. Paul. Going to have 4 minutes added time here. It's Reggie Young now. Young finds Dan Webb. Webb finds Young. Young back to Kinane. Kinane into McDevitt. Can Hemel get anything from this one? McDevitt into Lacey. Lacey finds Dan Webb. Webb just sells Reggie Young short. And the ball's launched through, and it's offside against Luke Hopper. Paul takes it quickly, finds Carruthers. Carruthers into Young. Carruthers over towards Scott Morris, who's looking to play it down the line to Mantum. Mantum gets it back across. Picked up by Scott Morris, though. Cleared away now by Jones. McDevitt. And ball's clipped back to Ryan Kinane now. Into Paul. Paul finds Reggie Young. Young finds Lacey. It's Bateman in behind. Matty Bateman leaves it for Reggie Young. It's pulled across. Is there a red shirt there? No, there's not. It's cleared in the end. Desperate defending. Gets away. Here's Mantum. Oh, he's hit it just wide of the near post. Mantum there, lined it up with his left foot. Pulled it. And Kearney's gone down. Which Hemel fans aren't too happy about. Well, referee will obviously have to add a bit of time on for this, but yeah, I don't really see what happened to Kearney there. I think he just dived, as he dived for it, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of time wasting, I think,
yeah,
maybe.
Definitely. Well, Kearney will take the goal kick. Was that Mantum chance the last one? Possibly.
Seems like it's looking to be that way.
Kearney's ball goes straight out of play, though. I mean, he's put it out of the stadium. Actually,
Yeah,
I mean, someone's car might want to. Someone might want to check on their car there. Blasted it into the car park.
Yeah, sorry, Mum, if you're listening, your car's in that car park.
Yeah, blasted. Oh yeah, if it is your car.
Apologies on that one.
But when you get a new ball on, I don't know where that came from. That came from
Dane Snedeker's pulled one out from under his shirt.
Out of nowhere, but anyway, play continues. Has to feel it's just been one of those games, unfortunately, for the Tudors. They've had a lot of chances, but he's left him short. And here's Luke Hopper now. Hopper, is he going to drive to the corner? Is he going to try? He's going to hold it up, and sensible play from him, really. I mean, with their run they're on at the moment, this is a huge 3 points for the away team. They want a free kick. In the end, it's going to go as a free kick against Hungerford. Taken quickly. Played long. Bateman wins the flick on. Here's Lacey. There's maybe a chance here. Lacey tries to find Matty Bateman. Here's Matty Bateman. Oh, he's put it over the bar. And there is the chance to get the equaliser. Lacey finds Bateman. Bateman does everything right apart from the shot. He's put it
absolutely
high and wide.
Golden chance.
It's a huge chance. Hungerford were caught cold there for probably the first time in the game.
That is a golden chance.
That is probably that, unfortunately. And you have to say, I mean, it has been one of those games, hasn't it?
It's been one of those games.
There's been chances.
That is the
haven't
chance.
Put them away. The post and the crossbar have denied them as well. Fair play to Hungerford. They've defended very, very well. Seeger took his chance from that defensive mix-up. And maybe that's the difference between the two sides today. Paul finds Kinane. The Hemel are still not giving up on this. Kinane gives it away though. Cleared up towards Chris Paul. Paul finds Carruthers. Carruthers into Scott Morris. He just needs to get it in the box now. Scott Morris sends it in, and Kearney comes out and collects, and that is that now.
That will surely be that. Yeah,
and
it
there goes the full-time whistle. It's a huge 3 points for Hungerford Town, who've ended their 4-game winless run here at Vauxhall Road with a 1-0 victory. Hemel will rue some huge chances. They'll also rue unluckiness as well with the bar and the post denying them.
Yeah, and it's a mistake for the goal as well, unfortunately.
The goal, which, I mean, you have to say, I don't know what happened there. Howells and Snedker had a total miscommunication. And Seeger, as I said earlier, striker in that sort of form this season. He's not going to miss that, is he? And he dinked it over the keeper. It was a lovely finish.
And there's some stewards getting involved now.
And now some Hemel fans having a go at the Hungerford players, which we've waited so long for fans to come back. I mean, what is the point of having a go
at the
players?
Don't ruin it. You'll only get yourselves kicked out.
Everyone else was impeccably behaved. Hungerford, congratulations. Good luck in the rest. Yeah.
Unfortunately, the difference at the moment, but we'll, he's not played in a while. Hopefully,
he hasn't played in a while.
Hopefully, it's a sharpness.
And as I said, he's our top goal scorer this season. He has done well, Matty Bateman, this season. Just that, especially that last one there. He's got this space in the. We play at Corinthian Casuals on Tuesday, which I believe me and you will be there for.
Yep.
Quite a few players not available for that one actually. So
yeah, a lot of cup-side players.
Be interested to see what sort of squad we'll put together for the game. But we'll have a chat with. We'll obviously have things from Lee and some players as well later on. But for now, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. But final score here at Vauxhall Road is Hemel Hempstead Town 0, Hungerford Town 1.